Welcome to Storytime. I'm your host and author, Cherie Baker. Today we'll be reading from Coffee Cakes and Dragon Eggs, a cozy fantasy set in modern-day England. Enjoy! Chapter 13. Toby stared at his weak tea. There was hardly any color. It might as well be a cup of sweet milk. He glanced at the slab of glass that separated his quarters from the open-plan office. The room was empty except for Raj, bent over his laptop, typing furiously. The chap had taken off that garish waistcoat, and he was hard at work. But he was a useless secretary, since he needed to be told again how to make tea. This was the fourth time. How could anyone that stupid survive? As Toby moved to the door, Raj took out his phone. Toby clenched his teeth. Employees were not to use their personal phones while at their stations. Even idiots should know that. But Raj glanced around nervously, then turned away from the door and hunched over his device. Toby's fingers clenched around the saucer, rattling the cup. Little creep had actually answered it. How dare he waste company resources? If the twerp thought he could get away with that kind of behavior, it was time to show him a thing or two. Toby set the tea down, slipped his shoes off, and eased the door open. The chap was so intent on his device he never noticed Toby approaching. Pens and a suspicious white powder littered the man's desk. Toby smiled. Now that the fellow had a secret to hide, he'd just become a lot more useful. When Toby was standing over the chap's shoulder, he cleared his throat. Raj spun around. "Sir!" Toby loomed over the desk with a tight, pasted-on smile. "My dear boy, the apologies are all mine. I'm so sorry to interrupt." Raj leapt to his feet. "This isn't what it looks like." "So you weren't taking personal calls while on my payroll?" "No, well, yes, but, I'm on a break." Toby glanced at the messy desk and computer screen that made little sense, but was obviously dodgy. The file was labeled WebNote 15, Fremlin Experiment. Toby shoved Raj away from the machine and swept the powder into a lime-green post-it note. Raj's eyes flew wide open, obviously terrified of losing his stash. "What are you doing?" Toby folded the edges carefully to seal the evidence inside. "How dare you use nose candy so obviously? Don't you know that's what the loo is for?" A mouse ran under the desk. Raj tried to grab it, but it disappeared under the door. "See? That's why I don't let employees eat in here. Now I need an exterminator." "Exterminators can't get rid of imps." Raj slapped his hands over his mouth as if to take the words back. "Look, I'll not tell your agency you're using drugs on company time if—" "You think I'm high?" The way the idiot smiled proved he must be. "Care to explain this?" Toby waved the envelope of powder. Raj shrugged, but the comic grin remained fixed in place. "It's quite complicated, and I'd have to go into a lot of technical details, but trust me, it will fix those glitches you were having and get rid of your, lice problem." "Save it! I'm not interested in your fabrications, but I won't pursue this." Toby waved the envelope again. "If you do something for me." Raj's mouth worked, trying to come up with an answer. "I'm sure I can afford a better solicitor than you." Toby grinned. He loved this part, where the fools try to come up with a better solution but can't worm their way out of the trap. Eventually Raj sighed with resignation. "What do you want me to do?" Toby nodded. The lad had never looked like he had much of a backbone. "It's not much. More of a holiday than anything, really. I have a minor problem in the High Peak area. needs a delicate touch. So, if you'd be so kind as to look into it for me, I'll turn a blind eye to all this." Raj raised an eyebrow. "Is this to do with Shepherd's Dale?" "Obviously, I require you to have a little chat with my aunt, Miss Shepherd. If she starts jabbering any nonsense, I want you to make note of it." Raj startled. "You want me to spy on her?" "No, I want you to observe, gather information, make friends." Toby smiled a charming, inoffensive grin. "While having your phone in record mode, of course." Raj covered his eyes with his hands. "Sir, I don't think—" "Good! Nobody wants that. You do as you're told, and everybody's happy." The chap opened and closed his mouth like a fish flipped out of the stream by a careless wave. Stupid bloke was likely to just keep standing there, flapping his gums until somebody came in. Toby would have no choice but to call the police. Much as he hated giving a handout to anyone, it wouldn't do to waste this opportunity. Toby took his wallet out of his breast pocket, folded a crisp 10-pound note, and slapped it on the desk in front of Raj. "That should get you started. I suggest you get on the train before the evening commuters fill up all the seats." If you've enjoyed this section, please like and subscribe. New chapters will be recorded weekly. Alternatively, check out the description for places to purchase the book.